If you're new here, welcome to your Somatic Life, Love, Leadership and Legacy. I'm Sam Ricks and I help high achieving women like you break free from self-sabotage by bridging the self-healing mindset and business success, because your mind and body are your strategy. Let's get into it. Hello ladies, hope you had a lovely weekend. Happy Tuesday. So this week I've really wanted to come on and speak to you about fatigue. Obviously you know that somatically the link between our mind and our body is incredibly important and very, very powerful. And you probably hear yourself say this a lot. I just feel exhausted. I just feel exhausted. We really need to stop saying, I just feel exhausted, and we need to get down to the bottom of what exactly is it that's making us feel exhausted. Where is our energy going? Why does our body feel the way it feels? Okay, it's not good enough to just say, I feel exhausted. Okay, so as I always say, get curious with yourself. Let's investigate. So I want to talk you through 5 types of fatigue that we never talk about, we never mention, and we don't hear mentioned a lot. Whilst I'm going through these 5 different types of fatigue, perhaps sit there and think, where is your energy going? Can you kind of fit into one of them, or maybe a couple of them, so that you can then start pinpointing exactly why you feel it and where in your body. Okay, so number 1, helper fatigue. The people pleasers of the world. I used to be one. Helper fatigue, always giving your energy to other people and helping them before you help yourself, and never giving yourself the energy that you need for you. Okay, so if you know that you have a tendency to always be giving and doing for others, then that could be why you are feeling the way you're feeling with your energy. Okay, so are you experiencing helper fatigue? That's number 1. Number 2, depression fatigue. I like to think of this one as like freeze and repeat, freeze and repeat. The depression cycle is really based around repetition of negative thoughts, repetition of negative habits, and repetition of isolation. And this cycle of having the thought, which affects your mood and your energy, and it starts all over again. So it is a repetitive cycle. And we often feel very frozen in depression, carrying a lot of weight from our negative beliefs or negative thoughts, or from our negative experiences. So do you feel exhausted because you just feel frozen? Okay. Our body's nervous system has a way of keeping you stuck from trauma and stress. Okay, so that could be what you're experiencing. Number 3, future fatigue. Future fatigue is when it's great to have goals and to look forward, because having direction and vision and purpose in your life is incredibly important. It's essential. But if you're focusing too much on the present moment, and you are focusing every single day on trying to get to B, from A to B, that pressure that you're putting yourself under is causing you to not be present in the moment and enjoy where you are right now. So you could be feeling exhausted because of the future fatigue pressure that you're creating for yourself. Number 4, anxiety fatigue. Very much like depression, our nervous system responds in different ways to stress. Normally, we associate anxiety with fight or flight, and that's usually how we're reacting to stress, either emotionally or physically. Anxiety fatigue is almost never being able to let your guard down, having your wall up, all the time. It's constantly protecting yourself due to your fears. And because of that, your mental energy is always building that wall and keeping it really strong. So your wall is really strong, but your body is totally knackered. Okay. So it could be anxiety fatigue. And then number 5, and this is, I work with a lot of empathic women, mainly because I am one. You attract who you are, right? You know, women who work with me because they resonate with my past, my experience, and who I am. And what I share really resonates with them. And so I do attract a lot of empathic women. So number 5 is compassion fatigue. When you absorb other people's feelings and emotions yourself. And that really does come down to lack of boundaries, lack of knowing how to protect your energy from other people. The other people aren't necessarily need to be negative or bad or hurtful towards you. But even watching the news, being overloaded with other people's feelings and emotions and experiences can weigh you down. And I know that, for example, with everything on the news right now, I have had days where I haven't had any capacity to feel energized. And it's because I was absorbing that news again. So I had to remind myself, go through my own tapping routine, go through my own mindset work and journal and remind myself of my boundaries and where I'm spending my time. Where am I spending my mental energy? Where am I spending my physical energy? They are 2 really key questions to be asking yourself. And very often with a lot of these feelings of fatigue, we can feel bad. We can feel shameful. We can have these negative feelings towards ourselves that we're not good enough. And often hear ourselves say things like, I'm just lazy. I'm a lazy person. You're not lazy. You are exhausted and your body is tired for a reason. Yes, we need to know when we're just making excuses and we need to call ourselves out when we make those excuses. And sometimes you could put it down to laziness. But when you are feeling extreme fatigue and it is starting to really affect how you live your life, as I said at the very beginning, just saying the words, I feel exhausted, isn't helping you. It's keeping you stuck. It's not helping you figure out why. Okay? So where are you spending your mental energy? Where are you spending your physical energy? So I hope that was really helpful. Have you been able to identify in any of those 5 types of fatigue where you think you are spending your time and your energy? I'd love to know. Let me know if this was helpful for you. Have a great week. And I will have a YouTube video coming out this week. I'll have a podcast episode coming out this week. So you know I have a new YouTube and a new podcast channel. Keep up with those. Some other useful tips coming your way. And I will speak to you soon. If today's episode resonated with you, don't let that insight stop here. Transformation happens when we take action. I've put together some of my best tools and resources to help you break free from self-sabotage and step into aligned success. You can get instant access just by subscribing at samanthajricks.com/subscribe. And if you loved this episode, make sure to hit follow so you don't miss what's coming next. And I'll see you soon. Take care.